Hola, muy buenos dias, continuous liners. Hello, hello, good morning. Good Monday morning to you. Oh, I don't want to, I'm covering up some of my camera here. I don't want to do that. Hi, how we all doing? It's Monday, I think. And I'm out here. I did my bike ride, and now I'm having a coffee, and I'm going to do some continuous line warm-ups before my continuous line fundamentals class at 10 o'clock this morning, 10 o'clock Mexico City time, which I believe is 11 o'clock Chicago time, 12 o'clock New York time. What time am I? 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock California time. So any of you chiming in from California, I hope all is well. I know it looked like the storm sort of, it didn't peter out, but it wasn't as intense as I think, as what they expected it to be, but still, I think it is causing some damage, right? Just like every day, we've got damage every day now. Every day there's some new catastrophe, right? Something going on. Oh, look, here comes my cafecito. Ah, muchísimas gracias. Look at this presentation. I love it. I get a little tray. There's my cambio because I like to pay in case I have to run away. And there's my beautiful latte. Yeah, I'm gonna totally miss these, I'm not gonna say like. Oh, here, I just tried to put a binder clip in my head. My morning bike rides and cafes, drawings, because I am moving to Guanajuato, but Guanajuato doesn't have this kind of a scene. First of all, there's no bike riding in Guanajuato because it's a mountain. Everything's like this. And there's not outdoor cafes like this, like there is in Mexico. Mexico City is tops when it comes to like outdoor cafes, right? Like the whole coffee scene is off the rails. Guanajuato, while it has good coffee, it doesn't have, I'm not going to be able to go set up because I would be in traffic, or I would be, I would be in traffic, right? And I have strategic spots set up in Mexico City where I'm not in traffic, right? Because there's a lot of traffic. Oh my God, I got to take another one. Alrighty. Oh my God. First sip of coffee, man, there's nothing like it. So if you're there with me, or if you're chiming in with me later, get your Bic pen, your ballpoint. Not Bic, I'm not representing a brand yet. Get your ballpoint pen, doesn't even matter. Look, this one's almost dying. And get yourself some copy paper, and let's do some lines. Alrighty, here, let me put my binder clip here. Yeah, beautiful Monday morning. I had kind of a quiet weekend. Still kind of recovering from my stomach ailments, although I'm feeling a million times better. I went to go out on Saturday to go sketching out on location, and I totally got caught in the rain. Honestly, I feel like it was one of those Hillary bands that moved through here, because I was riding my bike and literally I saw all the trees go whoosh, bend over, and then boom, I got hit with this smack of wind, and then boom, it just started pouring like the devil. So I had like a 10-minute bike ride to get home from that in the pouring rain. Good news is I got my new backpack for Ireland, and I bought it because, first of all, it's small, it's not huge, and it's waterproof. So it got put to the test on Saturday, and it is waterproof. My sketchbook stayed dried, my pen bag stayed dry, everything stayed dried except me. And I mean, that's okay. I just went home and went to bed. I took good care because I don't want to get a cold or anything like that, right? I'm getting ready to go traveling, and honestly, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I mean, I'm super excited about this, but I kind of like my afternoon naps, and so I'm like, how am I going to be out on the road for like well over 2 weeks. I'm probably going to need a huge nap when I get home. But that is the beauty of travel, right? I'm going to go out there and hit it big, hit it hard, draw everything I can, see everything I can. And, you know, now that I do continuous line and I do my warm-ups and I do a lot of continuous line exercises like I'm doing right now, it has made such a difference in how quickly I can sketch. And I'm not saying that the goal is to be lickety-split fast, but I like being a fast sketcher. I like being able to draw things quickly, right? I mean, if I have a lazy day, I don't mind being out there, you know, 2 hours. I don't like being out there 2 hours. I mean, I guess what I should back that up a little bit. If I am with other sketchers, that's different. But I'm in Mexico City, and there really aren't too many sketchers here. I don't know any sketchers, right? So I'm oftentimes by myself, and so, you know, I go out there and I get it done, and then I move on. I'm totally looking forward to moving out of the city and start sketching with people again, right? Because I miss the sketch. I mean, honestly, sketching with others is so much fun. I know that one of the gals in the group, Janet, is she's just recently connected with her local urban sketchers, and she's having a ball, right? It's so fun to like go out with other sketchers. You get to see what people are using, you get to see different techniques, you get to see different materials, you get to just hear other perspectives on the whole thing, right? So I am looking forward to sketching with others once again. I've even looked into, like, when I go to Dublin, the Dublin sketchers will be meeting while I'm there, and if it works out, I'm gonna try to go hook up with them. I need a sip of my coffee. So yeah, when I move, I'm not really going to be able, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do these morning live streams. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to find a way, but I'm probably going to have to like mix it up, right? Like try new things, which I'm totally for. I have no, I'll be sad that I won't get to go to like a different beautiful cafe every day, because honestly, that's one of the best perks about living in Mexico City, bike riding and all the cafes. But there's new opportunities ahead, you know, I want more space to make art. I'm going to have it there in Guanajuato. I want to be able to have local workshops, and I'll be able to do that here. Here I could never, you know, they say like Mexico City is super cool, but it's a very complicated city, right? Like, and and oftentimes it's referred to as a black hole, right? Like there's never enough. And there's never enough, right? Like, it's just like even with the cañada, we sell meat here, and it's never enough, right? It's just a big black hole, and you just feed it endlessly, right? And you know, I feel like with the well, there isn't much of a sketching community here, and the folks that are here, it's very not seasonal. What's the word? It's high turnover, right? So there's a lot of turnover. People come in and move on. So I am looking forward to having some local workshops, you know, being this close to San Miguel de Allende and just getting to know the community in Guanajuato, right? So that's kind of exciting. I am excited for the future ahead. And honestly, having the continuous line practice has just made it so much more interesting. And so this is the last week. Well, that's not true. Next week, I'm going to be doing the last class from Dublin. Woohoo! And then the fundamentals class will go on hiatus. We're going to take a pause. We're going to take a pause while I'm traveling in Ireland. And then when I get back from Ireland, I have a workshop in Guanajuato. And so then I'll start my move, right? So I'll be back online in November, and you know, I'm going to take the temperature of the group and see. I'm going to do roll call, right? Like, who's up for that? Who wants to whatever, because I'm going to keep things going with a drawing challenge for September. There's a daily drawing prompt, right? Just to keep people motivated and engaged, because, you know, when you work so hard and keeping the momentum of something like this going, you gotta keep, you know, you don't have to. You can take a break if you want, absolutely. But, you know, it's just good to keep the momentum going, keep your practice up. So I'm going to keep feeding and supporting the group. And, but I need a sip of coffee right now. My beautiful, beautiful, delicious latte. Muy buenos dias. There's Ursula. Hello. Yeah, I'm going to miss this about living in Mexico City. Trees, there's lots of trees in Mexico City. I mean, I think a lot, well, especially where I live, right? Not the whole city. But I think people would be surprised if they had never been to Mexico City and only listened to how the United States talks about Mexico City. They would think they were coming to a war zone. It's honestly one of the most charming cities I've ever lived. Tree-lined streets, cafes, parks, doggy parks. Everyone's got a dog. That's part of why I'm kind of glad I'm moving out of here too. I don't have a dog, and I really feel like that's the reason to live here. Well, maybe not the whole reason. But I don't want to live here without a dog, right? And I'm not in a place where I can get a dog right now. So I'm going to just pack up my bags and move on to the next thing, which I'm very excited about. Very excited. I'm excited to be close to my friends in San Miguel. I'm excited to be, you know, I can just take an hour bus to get to San Miguel or something like that, right? And here it's a, you know, 6-hour bus. That's a little different. So I'll be closer to friends and activities. No bike riding though, all in Guanajuato. I mean, there's mountain bike riding, but I don't really want to do I like city riding, right? But I'm, you know, I'm not gonna like shut it down just because I can't go bike riding. I just have to find other activities to keep me young and youthful, besides drawing. Alrighty, so yeah, I'm doing my lines. They're very nice and tidy. I'm really, really, really proud of my lines. There's just such energy to them, right? Like, it's not a line made with, you can always tell a line that's made with a ruler, right? You can always tell when someone has outline. I mean, I can, right? Maybe because I'm weirdo like this and I'm just crazy about the organic, I can't talk, the organic line, right? The organic line. If you want straight lines, go to architect school, right? Go do AutoCAD. But if you like the freestyle, I mean, I have always loved the look of just like organic lines, right? Not being, yesterday I drew the cows, one of the cows on the Paseo de la Reforma, because they have this whole cows on parade thing. And it's hilarious, right? They had that in Chicago in the 90s, and it was like one of the funniest times in Chicago because there were cows all dressed up. There was a cow like Marilyn Monroe right in front of my office, and it was just, every time I saw her, I cried because I was laughing so hard. And so Mexico City, here it is, what, 20, 30 years later, whatever it is, they're doing a cows on parade. And so there's a cow. I've looked at them all, and they all make me laugh, and they all make me laugh. But the most hilarious one is one that's in a big quinceañera dress, huge, Belle of the Ball, and she's right in front of the Ángel de la Independencia. So I drew her yesterday, and I drew her in one line, right? I mean, that's no surprise. That's what I do. I drew her. I drew the gal, the little Mexican gal in front of her who was like crying. She was laughing so hard. And then I drew the angel and just other stuff around it, right? And I drew the whole thing in 10 minutes. And what is my point here besides this humble brag? I'm bragging. I don't mean to be bragging, but it was, I mean, it's the fruits of my labor. It is the fruits of my labor that I can, like, because I practice this stuff so much, I'm able to go out on the street and draw the big cow and the quinceañera ball in front of the Ángel de la Independencia and the bikes, because Sunday is bike rag, right? So I did all this in one line, and I really feel like it's props to my continuous line practice that by doing all, you know, the devil's in the details, right? So by doing all this exercises that are silly, let's be honest, they're silly, but they're also very powerful, very, very, very powerful, right? Meditative. It's a centering tool. It helps me kind of ground my thoughts and like, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? I don't really know. Half the time I don't really know. Does anyone really know what they're doing? I mean, honestly, aren't we all just winging it? We're all just like faking it till we make it, right? But I feel like by doing these exercises, it kind of helps me get centered in my thoughts, and I can think a little bit more clearly. I have, you know, I'm preparing to move, so there's things you got to organize. I've already started throwing things out in my apartment, decluttering. Decluttering is an amazing energetic exercise, right? Because you declutter things, you take your junk drawer and just declutter things that have been in there for years, right? Now I've only been in my apartment 2 years, so it's not that bad. But still, there's things in there that need to be let go, right? Like I think of my mother's pantry that I cleared out after she passed, and you know, she had canned food in there that was 22 years old, right? And she had an entire closet of plastic bags, right? I think that's pretty common. I think a lot of our mothers and grandmothers had that, right? The whole plastic bag thing. My God, you can't throw away a plastic bag, but then what? Then you have a whole mountain of them. So anyways, I'm decluttering and letting things go. You know, it's one of the miracles of this, well, I suppose any city, you know, like I don't, it's not really worth it to try to sell it, and I don't want to throw it away, so I just put it out on the corner, and within 10 minutes it's gone. Whatever it is, right? I'm not talking about garbage. I'm talking about, like, I had some little tables that I just wanted to let go of. Anyways, so I feel like this continuous line is the magic potion that helps me get through and to be able to think clearly and to like not lose my mind, right? Because sometimes I really wonder, am I losing my mind? I mean, I think that's pretty common right now, right? There's a lot of uncertainty and there's a lot of insanity, right? And I have these moments where I just kind of get this like blanket of like, you're going insane. You are insane. You can't do this anymore. We're doomed. We're all gonna die, right? It's like these little waves of terror. And, you know, that probably has a lot to do with the terror that we've all lived in the past few years of like, you know, we didn't know if we were going to live or die, honestly, right? The whole COVID thing, you know, people were dying, and then they're like, if you don't do this, you're going to die, and if you do this, you're going to die, right? There was a lot of mixed messages out there. It was hard to know what to do. You're either going to die if you do this, or you're not going to die if you don't do that, right? And that was a lot of pressure. That was a lot of terror, honestly. And I still have little waves of it, right, that come over me and go, you're never going to make it. You're doomed. It's over, right? And so how do I get through that? Well, I just have to pick up my pen and start drawing, or have to go someplace and get out of my head. I went in my little local cafe, and I was going to do some drawing, and they actually had a Disney movie on, The Frog and the Princess. It was an animated movie in New Orleans. Great music, great animation, and I watched it for like an hour and a half, and it made me so happy, right? A little animation movie, Disney, Frog and the Princess, hilarious. I never heard of it before. So anyways, there we go. A heart for me, a heart for you, and a heart for us. Go easy on yourself, go easy on others. Go easy on yourself, go easy on others. A heart for me, a heart for you, and a heart for us, right? Not them, us. Us, right? Okay, everyone, have a good week. It's, gosh, we're coming to the end of August here. Isn't that amazing, right? Yeah. I had to think, wait, I'm insane. Am I right with the dates here? Yeah, we're coming to the end of August, right? The year is cruising through. So thank you all for being here. Keep on practicing your lines, and I'll see you, some of you, in the fundamentals class. Salud.